Joe Zekas from NorthfieldBuzz. I'm here at NAMI with Looking Left to Right. Introduce yourselves for us.
This is Ann George.
I'm co-president of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Cook County North Suburban.
I'm Bonnie Larson with NorthfieldBuzz. And over here we have Barb Maier.
Executive Director, NAMI, Cook County North Suburban.
And will you give us a little background of NAMI in general and then tell us more how it applies to the North Shore?
Okay. NAMI is a national organization, and we are one of 31 affiliates in the state of Illinois. And NAMI is a nonprofit volunteer organization that offers support and education to family members who are coping with someone who has a mental illness. We service 16 communities, and we provide a number of educational programs and support groups.
Great. And Barb, can you tell us a little bit about the office here, history of it, how long have you been here, and maybe a little bit about the community that you serve? I don't know if you can give us numbers, but how busy you are?
Well, I'll do my best. That's a lot of questions. I guess to begin with you first. We actually did have another office 10 years ago in Glenview, which was run by a woman who really was the founder of NAMI, Cook County North Suburban, Vi Orr. And I think that that started about 15, 16 years ago. And then it kind of, they kind of lost their board, but we reconstituted it 10 years ago and now have a very vibrant board and have just been growing tremendously rapidly for many reasons. Most importantly, our courses come from national and are extremely cutting edge, well-researched, evidence-based. What they do is they send people out here to train us, and most of our courses are 3 to 4 to 5 day trainings, and we train family members to go back home to their communities and teach free courses to the people in need in their communities. And there really is nobody like those who have lived with and coped with the illness to understand what other people are going through. It's a real lifesaver. Family to Family is our flagship course. We're thrilled because we've just had our first executive director, which is myself. I've volunteered for the organization for about 10 years, pretty much full time, and then just became the executive director not quite a year ago. And at the same time, we got our first office, well, second office, but there was about a 10-year lapse in between. What we're finding and what we were told would happen is once we did get an office, that you would grow exponentially, because prior to having an office, people would call and they would get an answering service, and then a call would be returned within 1 to 3 days. Mm-hmm. But being able to talk, face to face or right away has just made a huge difference. We starting to get more and more walk-ins, which we're really pleased about. And we're able to fill our classes a lot more easily and just give people help right when they need it. It really makes a difference. We're not a crisis line. Our phone line is a response line or a warm line. I want to make that very clear.
What kind of calls might you feel, Barb, on a typical day?
A very common one is somebody who has been grappling with an ill family member, really often for quite some time, years maybe, and it's become so severe that they finally are desperate, which is a little unfortunate. It has to get to that point, and they just have no idea what should they do. What's the first step? Many times it does mean a involuntary hospitalization, and we will walk them through that process. There's a couple ways that can be done. Many times it's not that severe. It's more a matter of finding good help, and we give lots of resources. We know we're very well connected with what's available in the community and can usually give them quite a menu. Our goal, of course, is to get them right into one of our courses, because education in this field is just absolutely critical. Knowledge is power.
Now,
And
let
they
me
need
ask
support.
Ann, too, as co-president of NAMI North Suburban Cook County, can you tell us a little bit about your duties and the training that you did before you taught the family to family?
Yes, I started out, I found NAMI about 2003 I had a very ill family member, and we didn't know very much about mental illness at all. So I heard about NAMI. Actually, Barb was the first one I met, and her husband Tom, and took the family to family course. And I was so impressed with it that I went on to get certified and become a teacher. And so that's what I've done for 5 years. And it's a 12-week course that we cover various subjects each week and educate the family members or caretakers of those that are dealing with adults suffering from mental illness. We have another one, NAMI Basics, that educates family members of parents of children and adolescents. So we're very proud of those programs, and people feel that they are a lifeline to them. And let's see, then I joined the board 2 years after that, and our board has grown from about 8 members to 23. So we are thriving, and we are doing this year, we're focusing on some strategic planning and board development. And we just, as Barb said, we opened an office, and we are growing exponentially. There's no question about that. We could use even more help already. So we actually started just this past year 4 new NAMI signature programs. So, and one of them includes a support group called NAMI Connection, and it's for consumers run by consumers. And we have 3 locations, and it meets once a week. And the goal of this has been, like Alcoholics Anonymous, by the year 2010, NAMI wants to have a place for a consumer to go every week.
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week to get information and support for their illness.
So can you clarify what a consumer is, please?
A consumer is a patient.
Okay.
Matter of fact, NAMI Illinois was just given most outstanding state in the U.S. by NAMI National, largely based on our success with NAMI Connection, and NAMI Cook County North Suburban has just really performed outstandingly with our NAMI Connection group. We have 5 trained consumers who attended a very demanding three-day training, Candace? Course, and were trained how to facilitate a support group, and they are again in recovery themselves, and we're extremely proud of our team.